Hi and welcome. This is the Cold War Germany map. I want to take you with me. I'm going to use the M9 Reaper. We've got the task set to AFAC, and what I've got set up under FAQ is this start and read task FAC. That comes up automatically when you click on AFAC. So basically just the frequency 305 AM. ELPRS, that was also there automatically. Allow formation swap side, that happens when I'm combined joint task force and also the Reaper is combined joint task force, and then it enters that for me. Orbit, just perform task orbit 4,000 meters, and you can change that just here 4,000 meters as well, and then just perform command unlimited fuel. So that's basically what I got set up to get the Reaper going and the JTAC. So he'll be able to lace for us. And then we just need to jump into the mission. So we'll go click fly. And we'll click start. You can see how long it takes me to load up. And we're almost there. And we are loaded. I'm using an SSD at the moment. So clicking on OK. And click fly. And I'd normally start clicking things, but I want you to be able to see what's going on. So I'll just wait one moment so it can load up. There we go. We've got the interior and the outside loaded up. So now we're just going to go down to here, main power, right click, one left click, and the start 2. Hold down left mouse button here to close the canopy on the canopy switch. And click here and click here. Cool. Now if you see this SEC, you can't do the right shift and home yet. Just wait for that. I know it's at 20, but just wait. So wait for that light to go out and then right shift and home. Then we're just going to go up to here, right hard point, because we only need the right hard point, the FCR, and right click twice. Go down to here. I am going to put it onto in-flight alignment. So I'm just going to do in-flight align and then click the mids LVT to on. We'll turn up these two, just those two, and you can turn the voice message off if you want by just clicking in inhibit. You won't have to hear it. Just over here, I'm just going to change this to main, because we do want that, and I'm just going to put on the brightness and put it onto steady. So that's all of the lights done. This I'm not worried about at the moment, but you could click power. You can click these two, 1, 2, and you can put it onto bypass if you want, but that's not important to me at the moment. Just make sure if you've got stores on, it's gone cat free. So what I've got on here is just 2 GPUs. So we're going to use those. I'll try and use one with the JTAC, and we might use one by ourselves. We're just going to turn this up, go down to here and just release that, and then also just turn this up. And that's mostly everything for the moment. So we just want to see if we can talk to the JTAC. Now normally if you just hit slash, it's intercom. In this case we need right alt and slash, and then you see how it has UFAS radio. So that's what we're wanting to see happen now. I'm going to, if you need to use other radio, right control and slash. So VHF radio, and then right alt and slash, and then you've got UHF radio. So we're going to talk to that JTAC, F4 and F1. I might try F2.
Infield 1-1. This is Infield 1-1. F-16C.
Means it's 30 minutes.
Uniform 2612 120.
Some other things, laser on, master arm,
Cannon. Time on station.
air to ground.
Plus 30. Available for tasking. What do you have for us?
Just going to click here for CCRP, and it says REL angle 45.
Infield 1. This is Infield 1-1. Taxi to effect. Advise and ready for 9-1.
Cool, so he's responded to us, so we'll hit F1 ready to copy. And I just want to wait because I want to explain this.
1, 2, 3, NA, 98, MSL, APC, uniform, 5, 8, 5, 2, 4, 4, 9, 0, marked by laser, 1, 6, 8, 8, no factor, egress, south. Advise when ready for remarks and further talk on.
So we know we can talk to the JTAC, we don't need them anymore. So I just want to mention, so just make sure you click up here, CCRP, and click that, and then it says REL angle 45. We need to change that. So if I click on CNTL, and then it has REL angle 45, click here, just next to it, and then click 0, and then just up the top, enter, and then it's changed. So you click again, CNTL, and the REL angle is 0 now. So you can just fly straight and drop your bombs. Otherwise you might have a bit of difficulty dropping them. Only other thing to do now is click the GGP, and that's all good. So yeah, well, in-flight alignment, we haven't got up into the sky yet, but we're going to be doing that just about now. So we're going to click S on the keyboard for the nose wheel steering, and then I'm just going to give the plane a little bit of power. Now the only other thing for me to do is just down here, click this and click this again in the center, and click HSD. And if you find this circle's not good, just click DEP up the top here and it gives you a better circle. But yeah, we'll just leave it like that for the moment. Let's get ourselves up into the sky. S on the keyboard, then just Z and X. Unless you have your rudder pedals, you can use them too. I do have rudder pedals, but I'm just going to use the keyboard for the moment. And W on the keyboard for brake if you need a brake. This plane's really easy to take off just with a keyboard. So we're lined up enough. And we'll just give ourselves a bit of power. S on the keyboard, turn off the nose wheel steering, give it a bit of power. I don't quite put it into afterburner. $50 and then 60 and 170, we can definitely pull back. That's a takeoff without afterburner. For me, I'm just hitting the afterburner detent button and then it doesn't go into afterburner. If I want the afterburner, just push the detent button and then I've got afterburner again. So that's all that's happening there. At the end of the video, I'll probably show all my keyboard commands and stuff. So down here we've got not soy, so I'm just going to change it so that that is soy. And then the only real trick for us at the moment is to fly towards the target and then hit LSS. So at the moment we're over here on the map and we're flying up here. We'll just keep flying straight for the moment. We won't fly straight at the target, and we'll keep doing our talking that we need to do with the JTAC. So go bring up the JTAC menu and do ready to copy remarks. So we're going to do that. Requesting a GBU 12. That's cool. So 9-line read back.
Uniform 585244490. Read back correct. Report IP inbound.
And remember, we're just on the in-flight alignment, so you can do all this without having to sit around waiting for your INS.
Infield 1, continue.
So we've got continue. Let's go start flying towards our target before we ask him to put lasers on. And we could do a few flights over if we need. So let's have a little look. I just want to put this back to return. Steer point 1. Yep, steer point 1. This is not very awake for me. Air to ground. There we go. That looks a lot better. And then steer point 1. Great. So I just want to change this. So use this screen to help bring it up. We're a little bit close at the moment. So we're going to overfly it and then we'll come back from the north. We've got the JTAC standing by. So really all we need to do is just fly at the target. which is there. I can bring the zoom in. And then we need to hit this switch here, LSS 1688. Now just other things to be aware of, just go to list and you go to 0 and then 5. To see in here, I've got 1688. Make sure your numbers are all matching. You can use a different number if you want, but 1688, 1688. And then when you're on the ground, you would have had to set the bomb as well by clicking on left alt and the button next to the enter button, the hyphen, for the loadout. Then click on the weapon, the little orange button on the weapon, and then that brings up what you need to change the number for the code to 1688. But yeah, we'll just keep heading north for a little bit. That's looking good. We can also see our distance here. So 7 to waypoint 1. About a minute away. So we get about a minute when we turn in. He's ready with the laser. So we're mostly ready. Let's get him to put the laser on and we'll start turning around.
Laser on. Blazing.
So we click on spot.
In field 1. Spot.
And then in.
Field 1.
And he should clear me to come in now.
In field 1. Cleared hot.
Okay, so we're cleared. Gonna click on laser spot search. Laser is on. We don't need our laser on. Yeah, we're flying towards it. Most things seem okay, but are definitely not working for us at the moment. So when you click this LS,
Target is not destroyed. Cleared to re-attack.
yeah. So we're gonna have to try again. So normally when you click this, it starts jumping all over the place, as if it's searching. I'm just gonna click air to ground. Air to ground again. It's not soy. Master arm is on, but the laser arm is not on, which is fine. I'm pretty certain we don't need to swap it around, so I'm just curious what else could be wrong. DTOS. Do you see how it's on DTOS? I don't know why it's on that mode, but somehow we changed it. So now it's on CCRP. It should work for us. Okay, we go back to TGP. Yeah, it looks all good now. Great. So we worked out the problem. We'll come back. So we'll go talk to our friend. IP inbound.
Field 1. IP inbound.
How far away are we? Not too far. So we'll spin it around.
In field 1. Laser on. Laser on. Blaze in field 1.
Spot. We should just have to fly at the general direction. then we'll pick it up for us.
Infield 1, in from the southwest. Infield 1, cleared hot.
That's the general area. Okay, got it. Because we're not firing a laser, yeah? We've got the laser off. So we've got it this time. So now we just need to level ourselves up and get ourselves on target. Okay, so the laser is away. We're not firing a laser, which you can tell because the laser's off, and also we're not got an L down there. So we just need to watch the target, or we can just fly away if we want to. So here we go, the bomb's coming down. Perfect, we got the target. So he'll go give us another target. Cool. So what we can do is we can try and do the next one ourselves with the laser on. So we're going to turn the laser on this time. And then we'll find the target ourselves. Just have a little look where we are. We're still a little bit close, so we need a bit more time for that. So we'll fly away. Plane just needs a little bit of trim because obviously we're missing one bomb. But we do have the JTAC there if we wanted. And it's working. Okay, that's beginning to be pretty good. We may even just go over and marker point it. So we could do that on this run. So I'm heading in the general direction. That will do. So we go down to here. We'll click on CZ. Snowplow CZ. Bit of cloud in the way. Okay, now we're over the target area. We're looking at this map here on the left to work it out. And then we have a look around. There's one target, and there's many more. So if we zoom in, there we can see him. And then we'll just point track him. And then what I'll do is I'll go up to here, and I'll click on mark point. And then I'm just going to click on the point track button again, and then that will make it a mark point. So now it's number 26, mark point. So we'll just fly over for this attempt. I've only got one bomb, but if you had more, you could like set more mark points, and then you can just change between them. But for the moment, we'll just fly over. So the mark point is 26. So if we go to return steer point, and then we put in 26, and put enter, we should find that it's going to go to that mark point. So we'll fly straight for a little bit. And when we come back, we should be able to click the CZ button, which will put us onto the target. Tap in the trim. Just heading away here. But yeah, if you're carrying more bombs, you could, you know, start releasing them all on all your different mark points. But we're just doing it for one. So you make 3 or 4 mark points, and then you can change to all your different steer points. So 26, 27, 28. You could have had 3 targets. And of course, we've still got our JTAC there if we want. We just click the JTAC and then go through the procedure. Click LSS, the little button here next to LSS, and we'll start searching. So I'm just spinning it around. We're not a lot out, but should be enough if we're quick. So you can see we're heading towards the target again. It's at the north of us. And we've got a bit of guidance from the previous attack. So clicking CZ. And there we go. We're straight on that target. So now we just need to see if we can zoom in a little bit. And we can correct it ever so slightly. You can do an area track, or you can do a point track. So we've got the point track on. Just correct that. Point track. Beautiful. So now we just need to fly ourselves straight. Laser is on, so just be aware, because I'm doing it myself this time, laser. And then I'm just going to keep it wings level. And we're waiting. So 8.4 is the number. Distance and then time. So the first one we'll ignore, this one we ignore. That's for the DTOS stuff. So we're ignoring that. And the only other thing, if I am able to do it, it's not too important though. I just changed it to 30 seconds. Holding down the fire.
Infield 1. Abort, abort, abort.
And so he's now lasered automatically. I don't have to hold down the laser button. I can also ignore the JTAC. But we are lasing ourselves at the moment. Let's see how that goes. And kaboom, we got him. So that's pretty good. And then the only other thing to do with is check out from the JTAC. So we can do F2 checkout. Perfect. So that's how we drop the laser ourselves, and then also using the JTAC. You can see what goes on when he's talking. Might put the voice messages back on, and we'll give ourselves a stick. But yeah, that's mostly everything for the moment. Just need to find the runway and brace down here. Bring it around. We need to get our speed down, so we're just going to bring out those speed brakes right shift and B. They can go out a little bit. How are we looking? We're looking like we're okay. Can't see the runway at the moment, but as soon as we can, that'll help us. Somewhere out there. Looks like there's the water, so it's just to the right of the water. Mass TGP, yes. The way to fix that will be just to turn that off. Just so we don't have that flashing on the screen. We're just turning off the right hard point and the mids. That's all I did. If you have that flashing in the middle of the screen, that'd be one way you could get rid of it. We've got a nice slow speed now. About 200. Can you see the runway? Oh, I can't see it, but it's a long way ahead still. I don't know what the number is for this runway, so given it's only just come out, I could look on the map maybe and work it out, but yeah. Runway 25 and 7. 36. That's all I know. Yeah, water on both sides, and then just past that, but it's more on the water on the right, so it looks like it's up this way. Though I still can't see it. Just as it ends, there's supposed to be a runway over there. When we get a visual, we will plane's just going along that. Burning a little bit too much fuel, but it's alright because we're about to land. We need that out to stop the plane. Bit of the lovely scenery. Okay, what can we see ahead of us? I see a runway on the left of us. That would be it. So G for gear. Out goes the gear. Just keep flying ourselves towards the lineup. Then we'll turn right. It's looking a lot better. Trying to hold that nose up a little bit, and then we'll let it go. This looks pretty good. Is there somewhere in this runway we can do a loop? Yeah, there is. Cool. Ah, we can go to the one on the right. We'll do that. Have a little look at the scenery. So put on a nozzle steering, and if I can, I just want to turn this to off. And we'll travel around here. Super quick. So we're going to go onto this little bit. and bring the plane to a stop. And you can actually spin the planes around in this sort of size hangar, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, we'll just quickly shut it down. I'm just going to put it on to parking brake, and then right shift and end, and then turn the battery, open the if we can work it out, we will. There we go. We've got that open now. Switch that to off, and we are out. Cool. So now let's just show you any keys that I used possibly for this mission, which might be helpful. Let's go have a look at that. So we'll go into just controls. Where you have your access commands. So you know we've got the rudder, the roll, and the pitch. And I've also got something set to the RDR Cursor Switch, X and Y, on the throttle. So there's that. Then, if we just go back to search, we're using all of these sort of buttons. So the main buttons are on the joystick, display management switch up, down, left, and right. I'm using radar cursor switch up, down, left and right, and then I'm also using target management switch up. Now that's for the point track, down, left, and then target management switch right is area track. And then of course I've got my trim buttons, trim up, down, left and right. Now the interesting one is this, just make sure you got weapon release button, Depress, because that's what's actually releasing your weapons and your bombs. Then you have the camera gun trigger first detent, and then you also have second detent. So to get the laser happening, it seems to just be the first detent. Camera gun trigger first detent, and then the laser goes off. Some other things I got set up: the man range knob on this joystick here, and CW and CCW, and then also this, the expand FOV button, Depress. I'm using that. And then on top of that, I've also got target manager switch up down here, just in case if I want it, so I don't have to click up on this other button. So I've got it on my joystick twice. And then I've got this UNCAGE switch there as well. On the throttle, there's not really a lot that I'm using, but I do have, if we go jump over to the throttle, I do have the man range knob, CCW and CW on there as well. You can have your speed brake switches, but that's not too necessary. The chaff flare dispense button, you might want to know about that. And then yeah, that's mostly it. Transmit switches, I'm not using that particularly because I was using the keyboard, but you can use that if you want to. And then the important one for me is the cycle afterburner detent on off. So I'm just clicking the button for that. Click the button, afterburner, click the button again, no afterburner. So that makes life really easy. Also just the landing gear up and down. I do have that sitting on my throttle, but I'm not particularly using it, but you know, it's there in case I want it. So that's cool. Flaps, of course, as well, power switches, stuff like that you could put onto your throttle. But yeah, that's really all you need, and then you can do that mission. Hope you found that helpful or entertaining or useful. But what a cool plane, and what an awesome map this Cold War Germany map is. So looking forward to do more on it, but that's just like a day after release day. Not too bad. We're starting to learn what we could do on it. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.